One of the key aspects of misuse, we have talked a lot about misuse of 498A and other domestic violence acts, the misuse of a child's custody, in which alimony is often extorted in the name of the child's maintenance. In this case, apparently, there was a hefty demand being of 40,000, which was half of Abdul's salary, as a maintenance order. Which 4-year-old needs 40,000 per month to sustain is my issue. But also the psychological effect of alienating the child away from the father and away from the family, because we all know in which direction that proceeds. The father is always cut off from the child.
So, Atanu, thank you for having me here. And as Rekha said, that it is a very sensitive topic. But the remark which Supreme Court made, I think the remark is very insensitive, that the grandmother is a stranger to the child. The grandmother was with the child for 2.5 years. And anyways, the child, where the child was, he was not in a surroundings which were very conducive for him. He was not with his mother, he was not with his father. Yeah. So there are only two natural guardians. So he was in a boarding school. And from the boarding school, the mother says now she'll take it to her place, which is in Bangalore, because the bail conditions say so. And that was her arguments. So I think it was very insensitive, because the child was never in the care of the mother at the very first place. Just because the mother admitted her in the boarding school does not mean that the child was in the custody and care of the mother. And the mother was, nobody knew when the mother would get bail, So the habeas corpus was posted for today. She got bailed yesterday or day before yesterday or 2 days back. Does not mean that the child would have been in care and custody of the child, of the mother. Now, once again, by refusing the custody, and habeas corpus can be converted into a custody battle also. Supreme Court and various High Court has held that also. Now, by refusing custody or liberal visitation to the parental family, the father's family, the Supreme Court or the various courts make it happen that no meaningful connection is ever made with the child. If you look at multiple cases or most of the cases, the visitation is granted for 2 hours, 4 hours a month, sometimes twice a month. So you cannot make a connection with the child in such a small period of time, when the other party for 29 days or 30 days is drilling in their mind that the father is bad, the family of the father is bad. I remember, Atanu, and it is very personal, very personal. When I say it is very personal, it is very personal. When a child came to meet me after, say, 10 months, my child was barely 3 years old, and he asked me, "Aapne meri mamma ko mara?" And that kind of comments coming from a child to a father, yes, that hurts. And that means that the mental block was being made in the child's mind that the father is bad and he used to hit his mother. And a 3-year-old child would not have known what hitting is. But he only knew that marna. Marna means hitting. So this, of course, the matter is right now put for 20th. I should not comment on that. What will happen, I cannot pre-guess.
So that's the point which I'm trying to raise at this point, that it is never a equal playing field. And on one hand, we want parents to be equally responsible in bringing up a child, but again, in this legal system, we're never making them equal. We're never placing them on the same pedestal. Sanjay Singh coming here at this point.
Shared parenting is the way forward.
Yeah, one second, Sanjay Singh. Yeah, Sanjay Singh, let me bring you in at this point as someone who understands what a child's rights are. Prevail in this case is, even if the grandmother is a stranger, I know Rekha ji is saying that it's in a different context, but let's assume this is the overall sentiment of the judicial system. Even if the grandmother is a stranger, given that she has blood ties, wouldn't she still be a by default better guardian than a boarding school at the age of 4?
Definitely, if you go by the Convention of Child Rights, first thing is we need to understand the best interest of child. We always talk about it. It's not just a line, It has to be taken very, very seriously. If you're thinking in terms of who is the best guardian for the child, Here there is a lot of debate happening. I can't get into legality of it because there is various layers to it. But I agree with you. If there is a possibility, what I say, if a grandmother, if she is there, she has also the right, because we cannot send this child to foster care. because whatever we are discussing right now, you're saying
Yeah.
based on the evidence. I don't know the exact fact, because there are facts coming out that okay, he is in boarding school or he's somewhere else. So this is very, very complicated right now. But what we should be looking at, what is in the best interest of child, who is going to look after the child, because he has already lost one parent, in a sense. Now the mother is supposed
Yeah.
to be the legal guardian as far as law is concerned, but it's not necessary. Anybody can be the legal guardian in a sense, because there is grandparents, there is a what you call brother of uh, deceased. So that is, there is a possibility that if we, and court has to figure out ultimately who is in the best interest, because you need to understand, because here there is a child involved, and you're talking about post-traumatic disorders, what we are talking about, because he is going to suffer from a lot of this kind of mental well-being. We need to look after, because if we
Absolutely.
just allow this to happen, because suppose he grows up a bit, 6, 7, 8, 9 years, he starts understanding, he goes through the case, he will be totally devastated. We need to take care of this child. We need proper counseling. We need to make him understand, we need to protect this child. This is very, very important for us to understand this particular fact. We may get into legal wrangle. We can talk about a number of things, and there may be channels running after everyone, and child even, that there is a case in general, because they want to talk to child in general. But we should avoid doing that. Right now we should ensure that he should be in a position to be isolated from as far as possible, and take the best possible recourse. In a sense, he should be given all possible protection as just a normal child should be getting. If he comes to know that
No,
father is
but
no more,
Sanjay Singh,
that
these
will
are, I get your points, but these are all way best. What is the best possible protection in this case? Is a boarding school the best possible protection? Is the care of his mother's family? Now, I know there should not be any medial trials, but let's be honest. The country has made its opinion through misinformation, biases, whatever it is. The country has made its opinion, and they feel very strongly about some of the people involved in this case. So this child is going to grow up in the custody of the family, which the entire society will keep telling him that this is what your family has done to your father's family, and yet the child will be forced to live with his family or go to a boarding school. This is a messed up situation.
no. What I say, it's not necessary, because right now what we are trying to do, we are thinking right now that okay, a particular decision has come right now. There will be other trials also. It's not that child will be asked ultimately. It's not child decision is not going to be in a sense, because he's too small to understand all these things happening around. Because boarding school is not the best place. I 100% agree with you, because we don't want, there has to be a
At the age of
proper
4.
care given to the child, because he has to come back to from boarding school during summer vacation, other vacation. And you're right, because if you think, I don't know whether right now, if you say abetment of suicide and other things, if mother, because mother or anybody else who is not in a position, is not the fit guardian for a child, we should not hand over 100%. This is why I agree with you.